in the silence radiating throughout the room, there's a silence everywhere throughout here. You see that one of them is going to go for Aranessa, successfully grapples her. You can see that all that necromantic ghouls should not be this strong, but you can see that there has been some effect. There's a spell active on them that has like enlarged their dead muscles. You see that their veins actually are pumping blood right now, which they normally do not. The last one here. Okay. You see that Ethrand speaks something that travels throughout the silence only the ghouls can hear. One of them grapples you, throws you onto the table, prone. This one right here, crawling over you as you are thrown onto it, gets sort of on top of you, smiling as this long tongue that stinks of carrion, and does a little leapfrog hop as he produces a garrote. He leaps over you, facing the opposite direction, and putting it behind his head, sits down hard with the wire over your neck.
Cool.
You can feel him almost dragging you off the table behind him, so your head is, the back of your head is hitting the back of his head as he just pulls down taut on this wire. You take you take 7 points of damage.
Okay. No, that's cool.
Occtis, that is going to be your turn.
So, being strangled. Right. Okay. Whew. And there are how many around me right now? One is with Aranessa. How many are around me?
5.
And I'm in a silent bubble.
Yes.
Great. Great place for a wizard to be. Okay. Can I, even though my head is being like dragged back, can I still see Ethrand through the door?
You can.
I put one hand up to try and like give a little bit of air. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to force a hand in there, and with the other hand, I point and cast the only spell that doesn't require vocal component.
Okay.
Which is Mind Spike.
Hell yes.
On Ethrand.
Hell yes.
So that he has to make a Wisdom 14 save. Occtis reaches his hand out and draws a little sigil in the air that glows with this sort of green light. And then it sort of decays in this kind of purpley mist, and the mist shoots straight at Ethrand.
Incredible.
He can't get air, and he's just staring at his brother and trying to, the thoughts in his head are all over the place because he hasn't seen his brother in over, I don't know, 5 years, and he can't figure out why all of a sudden his brother would be with these ghouls and attacking him, and that's the end of his turn.
Ethrand looks at you as you see blood pools under his eyes from the damage of the psychic spell you just cast. Looks at you and mouths the words, "Not yours," and pulls out a curved knife and steps into the room. He takes out the knife, plunges it into your stomach in the silence, and begins to saw up, gets up to your navel from where he stabbed in under the belly button. He looks into your eyes. He drops the silence and goes, "Traitor, you should have welcomed the name alone as a gift, even though there has always been something wrong with you." He withdraws the dagger, and the hand that holds the Stone of Night Song, he plunges into your core, and you can feel ice-cold fingers release the stone and begin to wrap around your heart from inside you.
What a music change. As he starts to feel cold and his strength leaves him, still having the garrote around his neck and this hand inside of him, he just stares at his brother. And he just thinks that he's never gonna get to keep his promise and meet up with Thimble like he said. And he just pin disappears as that lets go. And you just see it kind of fall apart into pieces.
What did Occtis think would happen when he died? The underworld is a known thing, but yet no one can ever really know the touch of death until it happens. What did Occtis imagine it would be like to die?
I think he thought, considering, he'd been told growing up how his family, they weren't this, but they were the stewards of the passage of life and death. They were a necessary part of the cycle. And he thought that due to his affiliation and his family, he would have an easier time passing and be able to make it through and go into the natural cycle, and that the problems that are affecting the world wouldn't bother him because his family knew what to do. That's what he was told, and that's what he believed.
I think I've made jokes to him and to my family about feeling very maternal over him, and there's some part of me that has the thought to give some strange bit of comfort in this place, on this path. But this feels so wrong. And everything in my path is about accepting the cycles of life and not fighting when your time has come. But it's not his time, I know that. So I just turn and yell, "Go back!" Not yet. Not yet.
Occtis, this is the first moment that some consciousness returns to you. Dying is such a strange thing. Is it really even you that's here without your body? Can the thing in you which is eternal be said to be yours? Or were you its? Until suddenly Thaisha's voice, the fluttering of wings like there are birds nearby in flight. Go back. A path through a dark forest, but a woman who knows those woods is telling you not to go yet. What do you say?
Yeah. Okay. I'll come back. It's too early anyway.
Occtis, you are gripped by a sudden, shuddering pain, a thing that should not exist in this world. In the shadows, off the path, far off it. In places beyond the woods, so dark and cold, that even the spirits of the dead should never tread there. A hand emerges from shadow, drenched in blood, clutching a heart, and it squeezes it and says, "Traitorous whelp, come home at once." Shuddering in pain, you can see, Thaisha, this spirit of your young friend, like a son to you, forever loses its chance to walk the path through the forest. Turning to you, he takes a step off the path, and it is in so doing that this hand in the darkness pulls, and you see that something splits in his spirit as you are being called in two directions at once. The force within the darkness, horrified to find that something else has drawn close to call you where it would not beckon you. Thaisha is suddenly gone, and you watch as some too many commands were heeded at once to come back, to go home, to walk the path to something new. In this space, with Thaisha suddenly gone, you can feel the hand of Occtis Tachonis, your father, drawing you into the dark. In this moment, you have to think of something. What are you going to do?
You said that I split. Is this a thing that is there? Am I seeing, like, another of me? Like, I'm splitting?
It looks as though there is a tear in the middle of your soul. Something is opening wide, and you can tell that this is something that should not. If you unravel, there will be no end to the unraveling.
This isn't right. I'm not. I think this needs to close, and he's gonna take his fingers and push them in to start almost taking the motion as though he's sewing himself back up to try and seal up this tear, to put himself back together to where he's supposed to be, to fix the problem as much as he can. This needs to be sealed shut.
You start to stitch yourself back up. As you do, you can feel yourself being lifted off the ground and drawn towards something you don't want to go to.
No, I'm not supposed to go there. Father, you... I don't belong to you. I belong here with them.
Stitches. You belong where something's moving. There's a face looking down. You're on a table. But the Lady Araness is not here. You're not in the Palazzo Divinos. A face, white and spectral, looks down. Something's wrong with the boy. Promise, you fool. What have you done? You feel something stirring inside you. Something's messing with the stitches from inside of you. In the forest, you're back here moving towards the darkness. The stitches, there's something pushing against them. It's stopping your work. A wing bursts out of your midsection. You look down and see suddenly a little nose pushes out. And from the gory midsection, wet with your own viscera, a tiny little fox, its head unattached to any body at all, turns around and looks up at you. Scared eye. There's something. You look at Pin's head emerging. There's something inside you stirring. You feel sick. You shouldn't even feel like you have a body in a place like this. Pin looks up at you. Cocks his head so soaked with your blood that his fur is matted to the side. His ears go flat against his head.
Take my hand and reach it up inside me, busting through some of the stitches and try and pull whatever's in there out. It's making me... It's wrong. This isn't supposed to be in here. And try and pull out whatever's in there.
There are things moving inside of you, but there's something that's very still. Arm reaching up past little Pin's head. On a 15, you can only do one thing on that roll. You can remove Pin's head and maybe see if there's any other parts of him in there. You can try to move these fluttering things inside you to one side or the other, or you can reach towards something very still. You can only do one of those on a 15.
This is not... I'm gonna reach towards the thing that's very still. It's not supposed to be in there.
You reach in, and your hand wraps around a stone where your heart should be. You pull it out. That translucent face looks down at you from that table somewhere not in death or life and goes, "No! No!" In the forest, you come apart. Birds fly everywhere, nightingales. The last part of your soul that remains is a hand clutching a stone. Flapping of wings. Not only Thaisha and Vaelus, but all of you can hear as from a distant wood. Nightingale. Nat 20. Stone is here, and Bolaire, it floats in that mage hand. That medicine check is successful. The perfect preservation of magical forces is unveiled in this moment. Bolaire and Murray, you make eye contact with each other. This group of people in this space, Murray, you are certain, was supposed to happen. Not by the will of some god, not by some plan. It was supposed to happen if and only if you want this city to be saved. Turns out you do. Because several absolutely thunderous, potent, magical mistakes are not only prevented, but in this moment, mended. You've fixed things you weren't even aware had been broken. And Bolaire and Murray, as you look at each other, you realize you are very different people, but you've just done one of the most important magical acts that this city's ever seen, and this is where they made a sword that killed the gods. Occtis!
Yes.
You wake up dead.
What happened?
I moved from fully in Hal's embrace to just tackle this dude. Go, you were dead!
I am.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
There's still a hole in the chest.
Are you all right? Are you all right?
Everything's still open, right?
Your viscera are absolutely open. Your innards are fully exposed, and you see that they begin to wriggle and writhe.
Oh, God.
Oh! Bodies do
Get
that.
your hand out of my stomach before it closes.
And you see that leaping from your viscera, pincushion lands on your chest.
Wow.
He was inside?
I have no idea.
Followed him here.
I saw him at the palazzo.
Wow. Why are you here?
Is that the
your
most
first
important
question?
Thank you.
Occtis awoke Belair on your nat 20 from Murray. You see, Murray, you understand this is your first nat 20 that you've used your portent ability for. It is not destiny. It is not the calling of some god saying what will be. There is a grid. There are words of creation. There is a rhythm to the matter of life and death. And much like throwing an enormous stone into a stream, yes, the stream of time moves forward, but some events are so heavy with their gravity that they can send ripples backwards up the stream when the stone falls into the water. And you are capable, with the words of creation you have learned, of sensing those events so important that they can be felt before they happen. You see this. You stand with Bolaire. Occtis awakens as his own blood falls in a drop from the Stone of Night Song, and as it landed in his viscera, and you see that blood turns into a ribbon, and the ribbon, just like you did on the other side, stitches you closed.
What an absolutely uncomfortable feeling.
Why is are you okay? I'm sorry, I wasn't there to stop it. Are you all
I have no idea how to answer that question. What happened? I remember, I remember Ethrand, and I remember wings?
Occtis, you remember more. Flashing before your eyes, you see night song, words, celestials, black wings, white wings, carriages of gleaming white liquid as blood moving out from the city. You see endless night storm. You see the Dvalmar Pass, carriages of the Royce family. You see the Tachonis moving. The face of not your father, but could it be his father? Something else. Spirits of the dead, armies of the Tachonis. But the armies aren't marching in life. They march in death. There is a war being fought in the underworld. Your family is waging it. You saw it all unfolding. You see an orcish warrior standing against the dead somewhere past the Dvalmar Pass. You see the symbol of the Barrow Guard. In this moment, all of you, Occtis, you standing with the visions you have seen, your soul is unraveled, but your body is alive or dead. It's maybe not alive, but it's kicking. Thaisha and Hal, you stand in your ancestral place. Bolaire and Murray, you've just worked some form of magic here. Azune and Julien, from either side of the Falconers' Rebellion, looking at something impossible that has just unfolded. And Vaelus, the stone taken from your order by Fiazi Fang, has just brought someone from past the veil of death back to the waking world.
May I? I'm gonna crouch down next to Occtis. May I place my hand on your chest?
Sure.
I want to place my hand where the stone was, just to see. Just to see if I can feel any connection or something, or just to feel Salandri in some type of way.
Give me a religion roll, and if you put some of your lay on hands into
Great.
the roll,
Absolutely.
I will allow you to roll with advantage.
Okay.
And the stone is floating in a Murray Mage hand still?
Little net.
Yeah. Little cat's cradle.
Oh, that was. Oh,
Cat's cradle.
okay. You said advantage? Okay. 15.
Pouring your healing out.
14, I'm sorry.
14. Pouring that healing out to Occtis. You feel, Occtis, even though this doesn't feel good, your body is cold. You're breathing because you're trying to catch your breath, but you realize you're never going to catch it. You might as well just stop. And you realize you don't actually have to breathe. It just feels so scary not to try. Vaelus, as you pour that healing in, hoping for an answer back, it's so far distant. You don't feel that warmth anymore. You look up, floating in the air. It's the thing you traveled halfway across the world to get. It would be so easy to take it and head back. But you look at Occtis. You've been alive for more than 800 years. You know the life that awaits you if you take that stone back north. Sorrow, mourning, and prayer to a God whose voice you cannot hear. This is the youngest person here. And it's something you've never seen before.
It's remarkable.
What is?
You are. Do I feel a heartbeat?
How could there be? He doesn't have one.
Remarkable indeed. As Julien raises his blade in the direction of Occtis. What do you know?
About what specifically?
I immediately step forward and interpose. I interpose myself between him.
A glass rapier appears in my hand.
You trust all so quickly.
Okay.
This one who walks from the realm without a heart once again amongst you, and you're so easy to call him a great gift from beyond. His family have always been nightmares. And tonight, they have taken everything from me. And I just slowly push the blade
Hold
to where
person.
that chest is.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
I will use the die he gave me. That's going to be a 16.
Saves.
Put my
Aranessa,
hand where the blade is. Like, you'll push through.
Everybody, just calm down. Look. I'm so sorry about your family. I have no idea why my family was there. I haven't seen them in years. I've been traveling with Thaisha. tried to help the Aussie. I don't know what they were doing.
Did you see anything across the veil? Did they unveil some great plan? What did they take from you and why? Are you still the bait in our midst? Is this miracle a way to gain more trust so we follow you even further into whatever their great plan is to guide us into what Meat Shredder will make more of whatever it is that fucking killed everything that matters to me? So you put your hand and you defend him. You call him a miracle. You laugh. You sit there and you are so prideful with what you do here.
I don't have an answer for you.
I'm gonna do my best to hug you, but I do think it's like a grapple check.
I move the blade to keep you from coming near me.
I walk forward.
I hold the blade out.
I walk into the blade.
You see, as you walk into the blade and feel it press within your skin, Aranessa steps forward, puts one hand on your chest, puts another on the hilt, wrapping it around your hand, and separates the two of you. You see, she looks and says, "Tonight, the house of Divinos, the house of Royce, have fallen. Our allies turned against us. This city is no longer safe. But we are not without our own strengths. So understand me when I say this, Julien. There is a fight waiting for you. And it's waiting for me too. Shadows lengthen. They surround us all. The doors to Fairy have closed. Step by step, wound by wound, we are made less. I will not have it. They have counted on our acquiescence, our kindness, which they see as weakness. But no one in the wide world has counted on what we have all just seen here. If there are answers, we will find them. We will find them. And you see that as she thuds her fist into the boulder at her side, that the leaves, golden moths and butterflies. I know you saw something on the other side. Please, Occtis, however you can, tell us what you saw. Perhaps the fate of this city, our houses, and this world depends on it.